Thanks for coming. Very important.
So it's not guilty, the actual verdict?
So it's been debated innocence. He thinks you're good. That, of course.
Okay.
That's why she only has two. That's how it justifies.
The last time was 3 of them.
I know, that's right. But if you want to ask the answer I got.
You want to ask Wyatt something?
3 and 5.
He may be tall, but he's not that scary.
Do you want to take a picture of it? Can we do that?
I think we should. I think we need a picture. That's right.
There's this one.
Throw the popcorn there.
Yeah, so it's
I need some. Right up against the wall here.
They've got here.
9.
I want one on each side.
There we go.
There we
First time I drank one of those.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Then I drank them too.
Until you fall over.
I guess I did 3 hours. And I set it back in the racetrack.
Okay. Reservation already does. It does, but you should buy some. Yeah. Is it situated? Like those carefully. Try not to slip. How are you? You never know who you're going to see. Nice place.
I haven't seen her. I saw her once today.
She was making food, right? And I was hoping that she would. I think it's time for her to.
She doesn't do. She helps a lot. I brought stuff at 5 o'clock this morning, and then I said back at 6 o'clock. They had a big accident, so I had to come back and grab it.
Really? So I know they were saying on that news, if you're headed to Des Moines, you're through the Knoxville. Two semis?
That's true.
Oh my God. Oh, you're kidding. She's lucky she got thrown.
She's lucky because
She's lucky because
she's she's alive.
Yes.
Since she got thrown.
Oh.
She was 15. Yeah.
Oh, it's smoking it.
Right, well, and I think it was great. I don't know what the reason was.
Better.
How are you guys?
Oh, Andy, you?
Well, I'm gonna ask you just basics. Nothing.
Like what kind of basics?
Nothing extravagant. So I'm gonna ask about like what. So I'll ask about the remodel. You know, like how that process went. You know, like are you guys? Are you okay? If you don't share that, like
It went great.
thank you very much. And then like, are you guys like excited for the remodel, you know, and the new look and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That then, are there any like things you guys are featuring during Tulip time, or like really popular most popular trees? And then just kind of like, what do you guys do to prepare for Tulip time? You know, like busy time, you guys are slammed. Like, how do you prepare all that? Like, what kind of like numbers are, you know, is it, you know, do you make like $1 million, you know, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Just that's
No, not all of it. No.
I can't, I'll go,
Okay, we'll start with her.
No, I don't wanna do it at all.
How about I say we're here with Rhonda and Kayla. Rhonda and Jeff from the bakery, Baker Gibbs Bakery, and Mason and Kayla. So, are you guys in?
Well, he's second.
Eventually, maybe someday, probably.
Perfect.
We're next in line for the throne.
You mean you guys are the lucky ones that got chosen out of the
That's
crowd?
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 kids.
Showed up.
That's awesome.
No, that sounds fine.
Yeah, that's just kind of what I'll be talking about. And feel free to, if I ask a question, you want to talk about that, and jump off and start talking about something else, go for it, you know? Whatever. So I kind of thought, I'm like, we're doing this. I think it's enough publicity
Yeah.
and your family.
Oh, thank you very much.
So I like, we're going to do that instead. So I don't know what we're going to have for viewership, but they're showing it downstairs on the first level of the Opera House. We can get it there and sit there and drink and watch the
They can
parade.
just hear us, right? They can't see us.
They won't be able to see you.
Okay, good.
No, they're only seeing out the window.
We're
They're
not
not.
dressed.
They're not going to be. Well,
Me
me
Okay.
either.
Hey, Scott.
So no, they'll just be here. That's it. And then it's going there. The nursing homes have it, and then we've got it up on the Helen Out live stream. So anyone who has that can get it. And it's on the Helen Out website, so people can see it. We've kind of been somewhat pushing it out this morning, this afternoon, through social media and stuff, letting people know it's out there. I haven't looked to see what our numbers were this afternoon. We're doing every parade.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
This is good. It's so much fun to read all 99 entries for the parade.
Oh,
Tell you
6
what.
times.
Oh, but it's a different script every single parade. So after each parade, I have to go get rid of this script and grab the new script and put it in here and read that
Is
one.
it the same script that they read over the intercom?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm reading that, but I'm throwing my own
Right.
stuff into it. If there's something else to
I don't blame you at all.
The 6th time, you're not even announcing the parade anymore. It's whatever you want.
And you know what? You know what my payment is for doing this? Free Captain Cokes, as many as I want, all day long. So by the time we get Saturday at 6 o'clock, you know, we're have fun.
Well, I have money so we can have a drink on our way back. That's cute.
I don't know.
They have beer? Or is it
Yeah,
just
they
like
got beer right up
Oh, they
here,
do?
right there. So,
How can you not?
yep.
Oh, they
They
do.
do
Right
have
there.
beer right there.
Did you
I think
put
they've got wine right there
Oh,
too.
they do. Coors Light, Michelob, and Budweiser.
So it's running, looks good downstairs, we just need to turn up your mics and your,
Perfect. I'm gonna go on in about 2 minutes and just welcome everyone to the parade, and then we'll go with that. At 10.
yeah, and lighting is good so far, if we start to get dark, I can get in there.
Perfect. Okay.
Seems okay
They might have Bud Light downstairs because I saw Bud Light bottles. I've seen
Yeah,
them.
I think
So they may have it downstairs. They don't do the same stuff.
She's got three already.
Coors, Michelob, both really, really light. And then
Well, if you'd like to see Adams or Fat Tire, just let me know and I'll go down and get you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna stand.
I think we're gonna. No, so after this.
All right, if you want to stand there,
Oh, yeah.
Fat Tire, I've got a stash. That's real beer.
You know, the Opera House had all this booze. It's awesome.
Who knew this was the place to be, right?
Well, I must say that I do just
Not around there.
Oh, yes.
Right?
So
Yes.
I grabbed his sister and get one.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes like one day a week.
My husband.
That's what's fun at night.
My biggest regret about the wedding is I went and told my neighbor.
Oh,
Oh, I get it as long as they live, I'm so embarrassed.
You know, a lot of people have that. And
She's
already
very small.
Thank you. I remember about now I know.
she documents like that.
When they're free, it's hard to say no.
Verbal.
But even.
Like intent to be.
Most people don't do that.
Oh, wow.
If you ever had a house, yeah, I know, really document.
Embarrassed.
Right, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna
I'm
move my beer and get it.
They've been putting their water in the freezer, so my water's half ice, half water.
Yeah.
Which means it's ultra cold, I guess, but
Right.
I don't know if that's good or not.
Please, you can do it.
Okay,
I'm not gonna talk, I'll synthesize you. Hold your hand.
whichever one is gonna talk, this is gonna be your microphone. That's This will be your microphone here. Whichever-
You get a microphone?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go back and forth. So,
Come on. No, okay.
whichever seat you want to sit in, I'll hand it to you. It's good. I'm just,
That didn't work good.
I went backstage to grab something earlier, and it was just that fan sitting back there. It's like, oh, sorry. Oh, your face, not real. We're okay. Never mind.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
It's nice.
Well, thank you for thinking of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It will be good.
I really think you should start though, since you're the wife of the owner. I think the old people in the home.
I know I'll stutter and stammer and my voice will get shaky. And
Okay. You don't want anything to do with it.
I'm a good talker. I don't have to look at people either, so it's all good.
I'm gonna go live now. It's just gonna be me for a minute or two, and then I'll introduce you guys. Welcome everyone to the 84th annual Pella Tulip Time Festival and Parade. We are live here from the second floor of the Pella Opera House, and this live stream is being brought to you by Pella Hosting Website Solutions, the Pella Opera House, and Pella Now. You can download the Pella Now app on your smartphone. With your Apple smartphone, you can do it from the App Store, from the Android, from the Play Store. I recommend doing that, and you can watch us through there and get all the updates on what's going on at Tulip Time, see a schedule of events, as well as all your favorite food vendors and what you can get at each food vendor as well. We are getting ready for the parade tonight, and the parade will begin about 8:30. Once again, we're at the Opera House. We're about 3/4 of the way through the parade is where we're sitting, so you can anticipate the parade actually coming by us around 8:45 to 8:50 is when it will begin. So we look forward to seeing that begin. It's a beautiful night. Clouds have parted. We've got sun, a beautiful sunset beginning. And today we are going to be interviewing a couple people tonight as well. First off, in just a minute or two, we're going to have Vanderploeg's Bakery up here. And then around 8:30, we'll have Brian Vanderlyn, who announces our grandstand shows. He'll be up here to talk about those and promote those as well. So with that, I have got Rhonda and Kayla here for the Vanderploeg's Bakery. Rhonda and Jeff own the bakery, and Kayla is their daughter-in-law. And they're going to talk to us a little bit about the bakery here. So welcome, you guys. Thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you. So you guys just went through a recent renovation, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And was that a fun process?
Fun? I don't know. Would we say that was fun, Rhonda? It was a learning experience for sure, and we're super happy with the outcome. Like the outcome was wonderful, and it was everything that we had wanted. But I don't think anybody's been through that before. I don't think the bakery's been through a remodel like that before. So that was definitely a learning experience. It took a little bit longer than we anticipated, but overall, it was a wonderful process. And we did the outside is all pretty much redo. I think we have to paint maybe a little bit left, and then the whole front when you walk in is just a complete 180, and it's just awesome. People are loving it, and we love it too, so we're really thankful for that.
So that remodel, as you say, I'm sure it was a learning experience, and yeah, quite the experience, I'm sure. But it looks awesome inside the bakery now.
Thank you.
Not that it did before, but it looks amazing right now. And it kind of, when you walk in, it's like, this is what a bakery should look like. You know, it really does. It's really nice and clean and classy. So, job well done to you guys.
Thank you.
Whoever designed that, that was awesome. So, so with Tulip Time, you guys, I'm sure, are extremely busy. So, what does it take to prepare for an event like this as a bakery here in town? And as we know, the bakeries of Pella are one of the big draws to this community. So, what does it take to kind of prepare for that?
Well, we were just talking about that actually earlier today. We can't really prep a whole too far in advance, just because everything needs to be fresh, and if it's not fresh, you can tell, and so we don't want that for our customers. We want everything to be fresh. We want them to have a really good experience. So we really start thinking about it and prepping, what do you say, like a couple months in advance, like the thinking process, like how we're going to set up the bakery, especially this year with the reno. Everything was brand new. Like, we have new cases, we have a new layout, we have new, like, everything's going. So we really had to put a little bit more thought into that, about where we're going to put the bread racks, where we're going to put the tables, where we're going to follow that stuff. So that took a little bit longer. But as far as the actual prepping go, I think they start Monday, really going at it. I mean, you can kind of freeze a little bit of that stuff, but again, like we said, we want it all to be fresh. So they just start working 12, 13-hour days. Jeff wakes up and works so many hours. They don't get a lot of sleep. They're a little crabby, but you didn't hear that from us. But it's all worth it in the end. But yeah, like we said, everything's pretty much fresh. Like today, all those letters that we were selling at the end of the day, it's all fresh. All the bread's fresh. Everything's fresh. It does have to thaw a little bit. Like we said, we kind of put some of it in the freezer. But once it's thawed, you can't even tell, and it's wonderful. And so a lot of it is done just a couple days before.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great that everything is so fresh and ready for everyone that comes. And the big crowds are coming, hopefully. So what are some of the favorite treats that you guys sell?
Definitely the biggest thing is the Dutch letter. I'm still amazed that I've lived here pretty much my whole life, you know, so we just know what the Dutch letter is. We know that it's flaky pastry with almond paste inside. But I'm just amazed every year. People are like, what's this Dutch letter thing that they talk about? Still amazed by it. So then you have to go through the spiel about it, and then they'll be like, why is it in the shape of an S? Then you have to tell them that. Why is it in the shape of an S? And so then that's definitely a big thing. And most people will be like, I'll just take one. And then like 5 minutes later, they'll come back in and they'll buy like 6 or a dozen. So that's really good to see. And then I think it's a lot of our pastries, just in general, the hankies, the puff pillows, the cream horns, the turnovers, all those things. Just anything with that light pastry outing is just wonderful. And of course the filling, if you have raspberry, blueberry, pineapple, almond, we got it all. So I think those are definitely the biggest sellers.
Awesome. So if there was one pastry that maybe other than Dutch letters that you would say, okay, you just need to try this. You know, this is the most popular thing. You need to try it. What would that be?
Oh, I think, I like it because the pig and blanket. I think that's kind of the biggest thing, because a lot of people look at it and they're like, is there chocolate inside of it? And no, it's meat. Like, it's sausage and bologna, hamburger, and spices. And so a lot of people think that it's chocolate, and so they'll buy one and they'll bite into it, and they'll do it while they're in the store, and they'll be like, oh, that's definitely not what I thought.
Not what I thought.
No, but then they'll like process it and they'll be like, oh, this is actually really good. So it's not something you'd probably think that you'd find in a bakery with the spices and the meats, but it's actually something really good. And then I think the other thing that I definitely recommend all the time is our breads, our specialty breads, apple cinnamon pecan bread. Always tell people that it makes awesome French toast. And I'm not just saying that. I've actually tried it. We make it on Saturday morning. It's so good. And then the bread freezes really well too. So love it. All the bread is wonderful and it smells so good.
Rhonda, do you have a favorite treat?
I do like the Dutch cakes.
What's in the Dutch cake?
We have almond, raspberry,
That's it.
That's it.
Perfect. Inside a little white pastry, right?
Yes.
Awesome. That sounds awesome, guys. So, well, thank you for coming up here, guys. Is there anything else that you guys have going on, or anything you want to make anyone aware of?
I guess I would just have to say that we've been really kind of advertising and putting a lot of stuff on social media lately. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We always have our new thing since we reopened is we'll have like gourmet donuts now. So they're super good. My husband actually is kind of like in charge of that. And he loves doing it. He's super proud of it. Has a blast doing it. So we have like Andy's Mint, Butterfinger, Nutella, and it's sprinkled in sugar. We have like an orange creamsicle one, and every week they kind of try to like mix it up a little bit, and so then we put that on our Instagram and our Facebook about what's that, and that is kind of a big hit.
And what are your Instagram and Facebook handles? Are they just Vanderpool Bakery?
Vanderpool Bakery, yep. Mm-hmm.
And what's your guys' website?
www.pellabakery.com. And actually, funny you say that, we just redid that too.
Perfect.
With the remodel, so we took a bunch of new pictures, updated it with pricing. You can order through the website if you want to place an order for certain things. There's obviously certain things that you can't ship, but we ship Dutch letters. So if you want to do that, that's awesome too. Go ahead and check it out. Looks really good. We kind of went with the same theme for the website that we did for the actual remodel.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So it matches. Yeah, it looks really good.
It does. So, really important takeaway I just heard is they ship Dutch letters. So, if you're not in Pella right now, if you're listening and watching this, make sure you find a friend in Pella or call the bakery and have them ship you some Dutch letters. And if you are from Pella here, make sure to ship all your friends some Dutch letters from Vanderpool Bakery.
Yes. Well, another thing to go along with that is if they do live in Iowa, but they're not close to Pella, we deliver our Dutch letters to Casey's.
Right, yes.
So I've been in northern Iowa before, and I'm like, oh, it's a little slice of home. There's the Pella Bakery bag in Casey's. So that's a little plug for that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys do have the delivery van that delivers your Dutch letters all over. So that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rhonda and Caleb, for coming up and talking with us today about Vanderpool Bakery and what's going on there. So yeah, just make sure to visit www.pellabakery.com and check out their Facebook and Instagram for all the latest pastries that they've got up in the bakery. It's a great bakery, great family-owned place. Highly recommend it. Make sure you stop up there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
So much. Bless your heart.
Yes.
You did an awesome job.
Well, guys, that was Rhonda and Caleb from Vanderpool Bakery here in town. They are up on the square on Franklin Street. Once again, brand new, renovated inside, beautiful bakery. Looks just like we could think when you think of a nice professional fancy bakery. It's fantastic. Great food. Highly recommend that. Really do. So, once again, this is the 84th annual Pella Tulip Time Festival. This is the pre-parade show you're listening to here. And we are just getting started here with this show. We're at 8:30 in about 10, 11 minutes. We will have Brian Vanderloop up here to talk with us a little bit about the grandstand shows, what that looks like, what goes on in the grandstand shows, why you want to come see them. They're awesome shows that you definitely want to come see. Right now, it looks like our video might be a little dark. We're lightening that up for you right now. So be sure to stop up here once again. We are broadcasting from the Pella Opera House on the second floor. A few things that are going on here at the Opera House. Today we've had the Tombstone Trials going on today, which is an awesome show that I highly recommend next year you come and see. Tomorrow, the 3rd, at 11 a.m. and 6:30 p.m., we've got 52nd Street Band and music of Billy Joel. It's still rock and roll when 52nd Street comes to town. Walt Weiss's 52nd Street performs all the big hits of the legendary Billy Joel, from rockers like Big Shot and You May Be Right, to ballads like Just the Way You Are, to perennial favorites like Piano Man. There's something for everyone. Vocalist and multi-instrumentalist Walt Weiss has performed nationally and internationally for such names as Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, Caesar's Palace, Harrah's, the U.S. Air Force and Navy, etc. Come on, sing along to your favorite Billy Joel classic hits. Join us for the 52nd Street and the music of Billy Joel. That is tomorrow at 11 and 6:30. Then Saturday, the 4th, at 11 and 6:30. We've got the Central College Flying Hand Steel Band They were founded and directed by Stanley E. Dahl, Senior Lecturer of Music, and have traveled extensively throughout the United States performing concerts, workshops, and clinics, island parties, and festivals since 2000, including shows at the International Association of PAN, Percussive Arts Society International Convention, South by Southwest, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Flying Pans perform diverse styles of music from traditional calypso, soca, and reggae to that of classical Latin, disco, techno, and rock and roll, in which they have recorded numerous CDs for Steel Pan. And then every day at 10 a.m. So today, tomorrow, and Saturday, we've got the Reluctant Pioneer, which is a must-see. A thoroughly enjoyable one-woman live production by Beverly Graves, bringing to life Pella's First Lady, Maria Skolke. Catch an exciting glimpse of this important figure from Pella's Pioneer days. And then Saturday at 4:30, we have got the organ playing up here. We've got Delight to the Sounds of the Barton Theater organ brought to life in a 45-minute program of music, some of which will be played as accompaniment to a short silent film. It's performed by Pella's very own Davis Folkers, an accomplished organist and professor emeritus from the music department of Central College. Once again, that's Tiptoe Through the Tulips. As you can see out my camera right now, we've got the street scrubbers that are going, but once again, that means that we're just a few minutes away from parade start time, as they've been going all over the town square, scrubbing streets. Well, I can see right now our next interview. Brian is leading the charge down there, scrubbing streets with everyone. So once again, make sure to check out here in a few minutes at 8:30 or thereabouts our interview with Brian Vanderloon. Tomorrow, we've got a treat for you for our afternoon parade. So once again, our shows, our pre-parade shows begin a half hour before the parade is scheduled to begin. So 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, we'll be live, and we'll be interviewing a couple of girls, Leslie Nelson and her friend Helen. And Helen is an international student from China. And they have gone around and done some taste testing of several of the big items here at Tulip Time, popular items. So things like the triple threat at the United Methodist Church stand, the poffergies, the juicer smoothies, and almond bars, which are gluten-free, by the way. So if you're looking for a gluten-free item, that is something to definitely look forward to. They'll be here, and they'll be sharing with us their reviews of those items. They'll be reviewing items tomorrow morning before they come on with us. So they'll have a few more items other than the ones I just listed to share with you as well. So we're looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun to listen to as well. Just a few quick hitters here about Pella. Before we get to that, one of the things for you guys to know. One of the things you guys know is that this, once again, this is a live stream that has been brought to you by Pella Now, the Pella Opera House, and Pella Hosting Website Solutions. A couple other quick information things. We've got golf cart shuttles if you're looking to get anywhere around town. It's a great way to move about. Those go from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So basically, before the parades, they quit during parade time. Those start up again after the parade. Those go on every day. And then we've got the Pella City tours as well that go from 8:30 to 12:15 and from 4 to 6. Those are $5 for adults, $3 for kids. And it looks like I have got Brian Vanderloon here in with us, and he's joined us. So he's going to sit here and chat with us about the grandstand shows and what it's like putting those on and helping out with those and the years he's been doing that, and some things, maybe some of his favorite things about Tulip Time. So welcome, Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, it's fun.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah,
So
it's a big deal.
So how many years have you been doing the Tulip Time grandstand shows?
Oh, just the shows I have probably been doing about 14 or 15 years. I was actually the youngest chairperson to ever serve on the steering committee. So back in the day, I was actually the chairperson on the 65th. So we're about 84 now. So a couple of days ago. So I've been involved in one way or another, one shape or form in Tulip Time for many, 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 many years.
Absolutely. And that is awesome. And thank you for your service on doing this, helping put on this great event for this community and for all the people that come in and join us from around the area as well. So what all goes on during the grandstand show here?
Well, our afternoon program consists of, it starts with a reenactment of a Dutch cheese market. So it's just kind of a fun thing that is done in the city of Alkmaar, just to give people a little bit of a taste of what that looks like. And then following that, like today we had the crowning of our new queen. So that's always a special thing that we do on Thursdays. Then we have a parade of provinces, which basically are all the different costumes with some explanation and some detail-oriented kind of conversation to give people an idea of what all those different costumes, because there's actually very deep meaning to a lot of them, whether it's religious affiliation, whether a gal is single or married, or particularly what province or community they may be from. So they're not just kind of thrown together. There's actually a true story behind each costume. So that's all part of it. And then we have the Duchesses, who are a group of high school girls. They go around and are ambassadors throughout the year, singing and Dutch dancing, promoting Tulip Time. We have, of course, the street scrubbing and the Dutch dancers, two traditional favorites. So, yeah, there's just a lot that goes on in the afternoon program. And in the evening, there's typically some level of a performing act that comes in. Like tonight, we had the Bridge, a praise band from a church down in Ottumwa, the Bridge, and did an awesome job tonight. Tomorrow night we have our city band, which is a favorite of everybody's in the summertime. They're gonna first time they've ever gotten together to perform at Tulip Time, to my knowledge. And
that's awesome.
And we also have a group on Saturday night coming from Des Moines that has to play traditional rock and roll. So a lot of variety for everybody.
Yes, that is awesome. That would be great. So I don't know, but I think I saw this morning that you were up doing media stuff for Tulip Time at 6:30 already this morning, right?
Well, yes. My morning started at 4:30 when I greeted the local TV stations.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know if that's the short straw or it's gotten to the point where they don't really even ask anymore. They just kind of assume that I'm going to be willing, which I love it. It's all part of the job description of being the voice of Tulip Time, if you will. So that kind of was started early, and then, we have a meeting of all the steering committee and the people that are in charge of different areas, and that's at 7:30 actually. Then we start off running and just doing our thing, all kind of going our ways and pulling this thing together.
So it's a busy day. You go from 4:30 to when the parade ends, probably, right?
Pretty much, yeah. One way or shape
close to 10, So wow, that's a busy day.
I go on adrenaline, and by Sunday, usually my voice is about gone, and I'm about wiped out.
And it's nap time, right?
Yeah, it is about nap time. True statement.
Absolutely. What would you, if there was something that goes on at Tulip Time that you could recommend to all our listeners to make sure you check out when you're here, what would it be?
Well, most people would probably respond to just try all the different foods. If you talk to any local, some of the things we've seen, and they don't wow us quite as much anymore as if you're a first-time visitor. So,
right.
That's kind of the given answer if you talk to a local person, because there's a ton of different foods that, there's specialty foods, things that we only see and get to try and taste at Tulip Time. A lot of people love the parades. It's just because it's a unique parade. There's a lot of unique entries. It's just fun. Who doesn't love a parade? We all love the parade stuff.
Right.
And then in the years like this year when the tulips are gorgeous, we got the full package this year. We got all that kind of stuff going on. I'm kind of a history geek, so I kind of enjoy some of the historical aspects. If you didn't know it, Wyatt Earp was, his boyhood home was here. There's just all the stuff that brought, Dominic Schulte and his band of followers here all those years ago, just the background of religious freedom and what they were seeking and trying to do, just fascinates me. So, again, if you love history, we got a beautiful historical museum. If you love pageantry, we got pageantry. If you love food, we got food. If you want a parade, if you want to just hang out in the park and play Frisbee, we got that. If you like to shop, we got that. So it truly is something for everybody. And there's not many festivals that, again, I'm downtown all day and I hear it, but I think the coolest thing is that it's just such a fun family atmosphere. There's a lot of festivals where there's a lot of other activities that you may not feel real comfortable bringing your kids to, but kids from my granddaughter at 2 years old is loving every minute of this parade too. You got your senior saints that come and they still come, and everybody in between seems to love it.
Absolutely. If you could pick one, you said you've been doing this since the 65th annual Tulip Parade. You've been involved. So we're 84. That's 19 years now. 19 years. That's a lot of different food vendors you've had to an opportunity to visit, what would be one that you'd say every year I got to hit this?
You know, mine is really unique.
That's what I want to hear.
I love barbecue, so it's not like this really crazy, but the FFA guys over around the corner from where we're here in the office, they have a great barbecue pork. Basically, it's just a pork burger, and it's awesome.
It's awesome.
And that's really one of the. I know there's people that they love the Dutch burgers with the eggs and the Gouda cheese and some of that stuff, and there's just so many good things. But for me personally, every day I'll have my one barbecue pork burger.
And you're good to go.
Absolutely good to go.
Absolutely. Well, that's been great, Brian. Thank you for stopping by and just sharing a little bit about what goes on with the grandstand shows and what goes on just in Tulip time in general. Is there anything else that's special or anything that you want to make sure that you highlight to get out there for people to do or to see or to hear about?
You know, I would say this, and I know people, sometimes you can't control this completely, but the best time of Tulip time is that early morning. I know there aren't a lot of things that are actually open, but it's kind of like if you've ever gone to the state fair when things are just kind of getting started and going. So if you're an early morning person, you kind of come at 7 o'clock when things are just kind of waking up here. Before it gets a little crazy with the crowds, the tulip beds are much more accessible. You can get some great photos. You can kind of mill around. You get a feel for it. So then when things kind of hit fast and furious at 8:30, 9 o'clock when everything starts, you kind of got a lay of the land, and it really works out really well. So my encouragement, come early, stay late, because there's just so much to do.
I'm sure that early feeling is very peaceful and serene walking around and seeing all the beauty that there is to offer here in Pella during Tulip time as well. So once again, thank you very much, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
And talking. We appreciate it. And that's Brian Van Leeuwen, the voice of Tulip time here. And that was a great interview. A lot of great tidbits that were in there. A lot of great information. And be sure to check out those things that Brian was mentioning. Things like checking it out early if you're come early. Just walk around and waste some time around out here. If you like food, barbecue, we got great barbecue. There's an FFA stand, we have Prime Country barbecue, which is fantastic. So, and a lot of stands have just barbecue pork sandwiches, pork burgers, that kind of stuff too. So those options are all over the place here, as well as your Dutch fare. We've got all kinds of Dutch items as well. And then we've got anything you can imagine that we got tulips you can come and see. There's so many great things to come and see, Brian. And just share with you guys. And make sure to come and see the grandstand shows too. They'll start 90 minutes before parade starts as well for both evening is more than a band entertainment in that aspect. So be sure to check that out. Tonight was the Bridge Worship Band. Tomorrow is the Pella City Band. And Saturday is the Sons of Glass Crabbers who is showing up to play Saturday night. And they will do some more traditional rock and roll type music, which should be a lot of fun to see. As you can see, street scrubbers have cleared. The streets are scrubbed, ready to go. So Tulip time parade should be set to start any time now, which we're really anticipating. Once again, it's clear skies outside, beautiful night. It's a perfect night to just come out, sit in your sweatshirt, get out and put your blanket out, enjoy a parade. And a few of your stands are still open. You can get some food still if you're interested in that. All the stands are still open. We've got lots of options here. Funnel cakes, your Dutch corn dog, which is just Pella bologna and corn dog batter, which is excellent by the way. Your coffee, stroop waffles, burgers, all kinds of stuff. Ribeye steak sandwiches, it's all here. We've got all those things for you. So if you are downstairs, this is the perfect time to go grab a quick bite before we get started here with the parade. We can't move anymore. And make sure to boogie right back here to watch the parade as well as sitting down there having a drink. So once again, we are broadcasting live from the second floor of the Pella Opera House. And this live stream is brought to you by the Pella Opera House, Pella Hosting Website Solutions, and Pella Now. Pella Now is an app that you can download off of the App Store if you have an iPhone, and you can download it off the Play Store if you have an Android phone. So make sure you download that app. You can watch the live stream right in there. It's right at the top. You click the little sandwich menu bar. Yeah, it's right at the top for you. The live stream. So make sure to watch that. It's also on the Pella Now website, pellanow.com. You can check that out. And you can look at there. It's at the very bottom of the page. There's a blog post that says live stream parades. You can click there and you can get that link and you can watch it on your computer as well. I'd love to see those of you that are in your homes there, watch that our kids are making here, just to come and watch with us, along with us. So if you've been to Tulip Time, we will be reading the same script up here as you get when you sit outside and listen to the PA system. One benefit you have here, maybe it's a benefit, I guess, depending on what you think of it, is you get to listen to my ramblings as well as as well as what the PA would say. Forgive me now, sometimes it sounds like I'm going fast. That's because things are moving through fast, so we got a short window to show you what's coming through. And we'll try to time that stuff up. So this is a great parade. We've got, it looks like 99 entries again tonight, which is what we had this afternoon. Of course, there's always a few of those entries that end up choosing select parades, and not every single parade, so we probably won't have actually 99 come through. I'd expect perhaps 80 of them to come through tonight. We'll have marching bands, to floats, to cheese carts, to chocolate carts, to tulip carts, where you can kiss one of the people for a tulip and give it to your mom or give it to whoever. Other flower carts, all kinds of stuff coming through tonight, as well as we'll get to see our police and fire vehicles come through. We'll be able to show respect to them as well. Once again, this is the pre-parade show here for the 8:30 nighttime parade here at Tulip. We've been on for about 25 minutes now. Live streaming here. We had Vanderplu's Bakery on at 8:10 tonight, which they shared with us some of the things that they really are looking forward to with their bakery. They just had a nice big renovation of their space. It's brand new in there. If you have not been in the Vanderplu's Bakery, make sure you stop in there. It's beautiful in there. Looks just like a bakery should look. It is slick, clean, beautiful. And then also, they have all the pastries available right now. Of course, the Dutch letter, which is extremely popular. Extremely popular. That is there. That's a staple. Everybody's got to try it, and it is amazing. I love it too. But they've got all kinds of things. They talk about the pig blanket, which is beef spice in it in pastry, like puff pastry, which they say is delicious. I've not tried it, but I can only imagine it's amazing. And then their Dutch hankies is what was the other thing, which is a pastry with like raspberry filling in it or almond filling in it. So those are some of the local favorites there of the owners of the bakery, things they would recommend. Once again, be sure to stop in there and check them out and give them a try. They've got great pastries. It's a great place to stop by.
Gasoline was 29 cents.
And now they want to be electric.
Yeah, and they're going to start charging them service fee for all the taxes that they're not. Because they're not paying any taxes on gas.
So we are at about 8:40 right now. So the parade should be starting anytime. Sometimes I know the start time goes at 8:30.
No, you don't know what
But we do typically really get rolling once dusk hits. So we may be waiting for it just to get a shade darker before they really start the parade here. So we'll be here with you a little bit. We may sit down just a little bit here, give a break before we start. Because, well, this is an hour and a half long parade with 90 entries here and half hour, 45-minute show. How you might voice is a little time. So we may take a short couple of break here in a minute. But once again, we're about 8:40 here. A beautiful night out right now. Great night for the parade. Just absolutely beautiful. It looks like we're running about 56 degrees right now and pretty clear out there. No chances for rain. So be sure to come out here and enjoy the time. Forecast for the rest of Tulip time looks like it's looking at about 61 tomorrow. Really very low chances of any rain. So it should be a great day to come. No rain in sight, it looks like there. And Saturday is just going to be gorgeous. We're looking at 70 degrees and sunny, no rain. It's going to be a beautiful day. The next 2 days are going to be amazing. Make sure you come out and come down to Tulip time. Once again, we're in the Opera House. The first floor of the Opera House you have access to with a wristband, $5 for the wristband. And you can get into the main floor, into the great hall here at the Opera House. And there is this live show is available right there. And drinks available there. You can bring your food in with you and enjoy the parades and eat all the great yummy treats you just got. So you can sure do that. Once again, we got all kinds of kids and people down here right now enjoying the time before the parade comes through. We got some that are seeing us up here waving at us. So we're having a good time, just waiting for the parade to roll through here. It should be getting going here any minute, it appears to me. You're getting dark enough. The lights are on. So once again, I think we can expect if it's anything like an afternoon parade time frame from when the start time was, it was 2:30. It rolled by here at about 2:56. So about 25 minutes, which would mean we're about 10 minutes away. However, I do hear bands playing. I do hear the band playing, so that means we are underway. The parade has started. We are just a little bit from it getting to us. I would say a few minutes from it approaching us, probably. Actually, we are just about ready to see the opening band for Tulip time here, I believe. Hour, a few minutes. They're rounding the corner, just beginning the parade, actually. So, a couple minutes. If you're here at the Opera House and you're wanting to check everything out on the live stream, about miss a bit of action, you are probably best if you need to take your bathroom break or anything. This would be a great time to probably run to do that before everything starts coming by us here.
Yeah, no, me. What did you
Yeah, that's why I said I'm going to give a couple minutes break here. I warned everybody I was.
If you go to the right option. If you go to the right option. Blue. Yeah.
See the reflection of the band.
I've got a little bit, it's as light as I can go.
I think that'll be okay. I know it's hard, but I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I just bumped it up a little bit.
Because, I mean, the darker the sky gets, the more the lights are illuminated too, so.
Yeah.
It's a quiet crowd out there, isn't it?
There's not many people. Jessica said that she didn't think there was much of a crowd this afternoon around the clock.
He turned down the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ones, over there, there's room along the side on the street. We want to sit down on the ground. I love that. I don't know. It's
We want to know if you shared a little.
I really hard, yeah, I can't do that.
Where's your dog, Brenda? My niece.
She was staying with some friends in Project and their parents.
So how late are you gonna let her run around?
I take her home after the parade, so I'm assuming, and I'm gonna tell her.
Oh. Are you going that way? No, I'm just trying not to hear.
Sounds good. At Square Entertainment.
No sound.
No?
Well, that's what I wanted to do. Sound down.
Oh, I know, but it wasn't working. Maybe it's me.
Can we get sound back up a bit? We'll give a little plug real quick.
Hold on.
See if it works.
The niece is. And that's the 11th.
Yeah, that had a softball.
And that's here. That was the webinar.
The two nieces being there, I didn't. It was Easter, so it's two. That's
Once again, we are broadcasting live here from the second floor of the Pella Opera House. I can hear stuff getting closer to us, which means they're probably, there's the police cars I see. They're about ready to make a turn. So, once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to welcome you to the Pella's 84th Annual Tulip Time Festival. In 1847, Hendrik Peter Schulte and his followers founded Pella. For this group of Dutchmen, Pella was a city of refuge where they could worship freely. Faith was the primary motivator in their lives. Today we give thanks for the legacy our founders created. The Pella Tulip Time Festival is brought to you by the Pella Historical Society and Museum. This is a nonprofit organization supported by the generosity of donors and volunteers. You can find out more about the Pella Historical Society on their website, pellahistorical.org. You can also stay informed on Facebook. Thank you for joining us at this year's festival. We hope you enjoy the Volks Parade and your stay with us. Our parade theme this year is Discover the Dutch. And we got the town crier here. Back in the 1800s or the 1600s, most people were illiterate, so a town crier was appointed to bring the news to townspeople. With his distinctive attire and loud clanging of his bell, he would call the people together for town meetings, announcing arrivals of dignitaries and even sell special goods and wares. Our town crier, Kelvin Bachhoven, is a second-generation town crier celebrating his 18th year, following in his father's footsteps, who was town crier for 20 years. Please feel free to stop our town crier if you have any questions at all. Please thank the Pella Police, the Marion County Sheriff's Office, and the Iowa State Patrol for all their assistance during our Tulip Time festivities as well as the rest of the year. Representing the Pella Police Department is Officer Brad Vincent. In the Marion County Sheriff's car is Deputy Isaac Short and the K-9 dog Dallas. And representing the Iowa State Patrol today is Trooper Dinkla.
Enjoy, honey.
Right. Love you. Thanks.
And coming up behind the officers here is the Color Guard, the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts of America was founded in 1910 and consists of 2.4 million youth participants and nearly 1 million adult volunteers. Boy Scouting provides youth training in character, citizenship, and mental and personal fitness to help youth become responsible, self-reliant citizens. Watch for scouts in your community practicing their motto, "Be prepared," and their slogan, "Do a good turn daily." And then we've got the Dutch flag coming. This is the tricolor flag of the Netherlands. Throughout the history of Tulip Time, this legacy entry has been carried by Piet Goss, the great-grandson of Pella's founder, Dominique Schulte, and his son, Dave Goss. Today, the next generation of Goss family members continue the tradition. And the Pella City Crest is coming down the way here. And the Pella City Crest was adopted by the City Council in 1985. It was designed in commemoration of the 50th Tulip time. The crest features Scholte's stationary insignia and eagle, as well as his church, which was built on West First Street and replicated at the Historical Museum. And right behind the crest is the Queen's carriage. The pages who carry the banner announcing our Queen's arrival are Grace Clark, who is the daughter of George and Chandra Clark, and Brindley Van Wyck is the daughter of Chad and Derek Van Wyck. Our 2019 Tulip Festival Queen is Miss Olivia Vanderleest. Queen Olivia is the daughter of Dr. Wayne and Chris Vanderleest. Riding with Queen Olivia are her flower girls, Olivia and Sophia Wiesner. They are the twin daughters of Paul and Shannon Wiesner. Queen Olivia and her royal court are wearing the costumes typically worn around 1950 in the village of Huizen in the province of North Holland. The 2019 flower girls are wearing costumes like those worn by girls until the 1930s in the village of Huizen. The Queen's royal attendants are Mary Kate Vanstra, daughter of Ryan and Ann Vanstra, Isabella Baugh, daughter of Curtis and Lori Baugh, Cameron Heiser, daughter of Chad and Valerie Heiser, and Emily Skier, daughter of Seth and Sarah Skier. The Queen and her court are all seniors at either Pella Christian or Pella Community High School. Queen Olivia and her royal court have made over 30 appearances over the last month promoting Pella and our Tulip Festival and performing their program called Discover the Dutch. Our 2019 court members are riding in Victorian carriages that were a gift from Marion County Bank and decorated by Shelley Sarver. Coming up next is the Pella High School Shooting Club. This is the 13th season for the Pella shooting team. 46 athletes from 5th through 12th grades are participating in the Scholastic Clay Target Program, shooting American trap, sporting clays, and skeet. At the SCTP State Championships last summer, the Pella shooting team had 12 first-place finishers, 10 second-place finishes, and 6 third-place finishes. In addition, on the national level, Alec Vandenoord placed 4th in the men's All-American Sub-Junior Division in sporting clays, and Elizabeth Eisenbarth placed 5th in the ladies All-American Sub-Junior Division in sporting clays. The windmill illustrates the ingenuity and determination with which our Dutch ancestors battled the sea and wind. On the float, you see examples of a city watermill, 2 examples of a drainage mill used in reclaiming land from the sea, a lumber mill, and a windmill used for grinding grain. The welcome float was donated by Premier Corp and is sponsored and maintained by White State Bank. And you can hear coming down the way, we've got the Central Iowa Christian Schools Marching Band about ready to enter your screen. The Central Iowa Christian Schools Marching Band is a combination of middle school band students from 4 Christian schools in Central Iowa, including Oskaloosa Christian, Pella Christian, Peary Christian, and Solely Christian. They strive to honor God by using the gifts He's given us every single day. This band includes 160 members and is led by drum majors Elizabeth Fink, Bethany DeBruyne, Emerson DeVries, and Abby Dart. There are 110 winds, 26 percussion, and 18 color guard members. Today they will perform Raiders March. Directors from the individual schools are Angie Dawson with Oskaloosa, Shannon Dykstra, Dennis Brostrom, and Mary Blackledge with Pella, and Carolyn Ansley with Peary and Solely. Their color guard director is Rochelle McClellan, and Central Iowa Christian School Middle School Band will be traveling to Kansas City May 17 and 18 to perform at Worlds of Fun. Take a listen. That was the Central Iowa Christian Schools marching band playing the Raider March. As we await the next float, which will be the American Legion float, well, here it comes. The American Legion Van Hemert Post 89 is named for two local servicemen who gave their lives in World War I. Those riding the float are veterans and active duty military personnel from each branch of the military, along with auxiliary and family members. The Veterans of Foreign Wars Howard D. Versteeg, Post 5242, the American Legion, and VFW include members ranging in age from their 30s into their 90s. They enjoy the camaraderie of their post and being part of the larger community of veterans. They work together to support the military, assist veterans and their families, and promote patriotism and community programs. They thank you and the community for your support. And as you look there, the flower cart is coming. Our next entry is the Bloomin' Wagon. Beautiful flowers are popular around the world, and especially in Pella at tulip time. This flower cart is laden with many varieties of tulips and other flowers. These tulips are for sale. Our family of flower peddlers are looking for someone who would like to buy a tulip. You don't need any money, but you might be asked to give them a little kiss. Raise your hand high, and they will come to you. And then we got the vegetable cart here. Another Dutch tradition is the plantain or vegetable cart. It is located with a fresh harvest of vegetables straight from the garden, typically located in the back of the house. Gardens were tended by the men. These were sold door to door or central village markets. And the provincial flags just went by. We are happy to share with you the colorful flags of each province in the Netherlands. The Netherlands is divided into 12 provinces. Some of the men are wearing the costume and carrying the flag of the province from which their ancestors emigrated. Did you know that roughly 55% of the land that makes up the Netherlands has been reclaimed by the ocean? And coming next is the Parade of Provinces float. This unique round float is one of our traditional entries, the Parade of Provinces. It is maintained by U.S. Bank of Pella. This float is a revolving platform of Dutch ladies dressed in authentic costumes representing the dress of a particular province in the Netherlands. Many of these costumes have been imported directly from Holland. Others are skillfully tailored by seamstresses in Pella. Authenticity is their goal using patterns from Holland. And the mayor is coming, everyone. Fresh from inspecting our streets for the street cleaners comes Pella's mayor, Jim Mueller. He is followed by Pella's city council members. Jim and the entire city staff would like to thank you for joining us in the celebration of our heritage. And the next two convertibles, we have members of the Pella City Council. Like all of us, our council is proud of our city and appreciates your attendance at this year's Tulip Time Festival. City council members include Mark DeYoung, Bruce Skibout, Larry Peterson, Lynn Branderhorst, Harold Van Stralen, and Tony Bachhoven. As this first one comes by, it looks that we have Lynn in it and Tony Bachhoven. And the next convertible is coming by. And this one we have got Bruce Skibout and Harold Van Stralen, it appears. Coming up here we have we've got the Friendship Float. The Friendship Float has the 2019 Orange City Tulip Queen and her court. The 2019 Orange City Royal Court is riding our float this evening. These outstanding young women are all seniors at MOC Floyd Valley or Unity Christian High Schools. They are representing Orange City at their Tulip Festival. They invite you to visit May 16, 17, and 18. Queen Allison Haverdink is the daughter of Mark and Sue Ann Haverdink. Next fall, Allison will attend Northwestern College. Attendant Emma DeGroot is the daughter of Don and Michelle Voss. Emma plans to attend Northwestern College next fall. She will major in exercise science and run cross country and track, as well as attendant James Scott, attendant Erica Van Gilder, and attendant J.D. Velterkamp. And our next entry is the Frisian Farmer Fantasy Float in the traditional Hengelopen style by local artist Sally DeRouche. This float was created in 2000 to celebrate the 500th anniversary of Friesland, a province in the Netherlands. This float was donated by the John and Dewey Veenstra families. It is sponsored by Lely, North America. And the milk cart is coming. In the Netherlands, street vendor carts and open markets are the traditional ways of shopping. This cart would have traveled door to door to sell milk. Can you imagine the thumping of the wheels on the brick streets along the canals and the animated bartering going on between the buyers and the sellers? The milk cans are from the old Lovers Dairy of Pella. You can stop and see this cart on the lawn of the historical village. Okay, we've got the Maria's Tea Time coming up next. Like other immigrants of her day, Maria Schulte packed everything she would need in a large wooden crate, including her precious Delft tea set. Unfortunately, the trip was not kind to the fragile dishes, and most arrived broken into many pieces. Just as the dishes were broken, so was Maria's heart. This float pays tribute to Maria and is dedicated to the memory of Kathy Vanstrom. And the First Baptist Church comes along next. First Baptist Church of Pella is celebrating their 175th anniversary in 2019. Beginning in 1841, Reverend Moses J. Post served as a Baptist missionary. He also carried the government mail each week on horseback from his home in Fairfield to Fort Des Moines, a frontier military station. On December 26, 1844, Reverend Post organized the Aurora Missionary Baptist Church, later known as First Baptist, in a log schoolhouse 6 miles south of Pella. It was Reverend Post who encountered 5 Dutchmen, including Dominique Schulte, who were searching for a home for their 800 settlers. The 5 men traveled with him to the Nosselman home, an early Baptist family where they stayed while exploring the rolling prairies between 2 rivers. The gentlemen walking here in pioneer clothing represent Reverend Moses J. Post, accompanied by members of the early congregation. And the Burgermeister just is going by. In the 1800s, the Burgermeister was the title of the mayor of Dutch communities. In present-day Pella, the Burgermeister is the honorary mayor of Pella for the 3 days of Tulip Time. Our Burgermeister is Randy Sycamore, accompanied by his wife Tammy. When asked about his thoughts on being mayor during Tulip Time, Randy said that 3 days is enough responsibility. And the future Burgermeisters are coming here, and following them will be the Pella 6th grade marching band. But first, the future Burgermeisters are young boys who hope to become the honorary mayor of Pella's Tulip Time Festival in the future. And the Pella 6th grade marching band is approaching. They're directed by Damian Place. Comprised of 86 members, Pella's 6th grade marching band is the youngest band in the Tulip Time Wolves Parade. Tonight they will be playing the Pella School Fight Song. Well, let's have a listen. It looks like we'll get a listen to the drum line here. And the Pella FFA float comes along next. FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. Writing this year's FFA chapter sweetheart, Cheyenne Voltava. And behind them, we will have the Gateway Float, which will be the Pella High School track team. The Pella High School Lady Dutch track team is continuing a tradition of excellence last year. The team won their 9th consecutive Little Hawkeye Conference Championship with 8 all-conference events. They followed that with a district championship and qualified 19 events for the state meet. At Drake Stadium, the Lady Dutch medaled in 13 events to bring home their first state championship. Way to go, Lady Dutch. This was only the second girls' team championship in Pella High School history.
Yeah.
Wow, a chocolate candy cart. The Dutch are famous for their chocolate, even enjoying it spread on their toasted bread for breakfast. It's called Hagelslag. The brilliant red, blue, and yellow colors of the cart help attract more hungry customers. Look for the chocolate candy molds hanging on the cart that are shaped like a Dutch girl and boy on the copper melting pot. This cart was designed and built by Pella Corp members in 1995 to commemorate their company's 70th anniversary. And behind them is the Pella Corp float. Pella Corporation's whimsical treehouse float brings out the child in all of us. The treehouse was built with care, like every Pella product, and is representative of how Pella brings vision to life with creativity and style. The Pella Corporation team wishes you a wonderful Tulip Time experience as you discover the Dutch. You can see we've got several members of the Pella Corp employees here riding around, and behind them we have got the peddler cart. Next we have the broom. Oh, we got the 3-person bike actually riding here behind this. And then we've got the Bezem or broom peddler cart. The Dutch are known for their cleanliness and need many different kinds of brooms. There is even a happy little Dutch tune entitled the Bezem, meaning the broom. Do some of you remember Old Dutch Cleanser? The logo featured a Dutch woman with an upraised bezem or broom chasing away the dirt. And next coming will be the past Queen's float, I believe. That is correct. And the women riding this float have served as our community's ambassadors while reigning as Pella's Tulip Queens. At Tulip Time, many return from around the country and are reacquainted with families and their royal attendants. Several former Tulip Queens live here and bless our community with various forms of service. Riding at the top of this year's float is 2018 Tulip Queen Juliana Van Gorp. And following them will be the future Queen's float. Costumes, crowns, and carriages are in the dreams of many little girls. Perhaps one of the little beauties riding on our next entry is a future Tulip Time Queen or member of the royal court. And coming behind them will be the muscle car float. As it just is getting ready to enter your screen, the muscle car float is an authentic replica of a cart from Katwijk, the Netherlands, was donated for the Tulip Time parades by Heritage Lakes of Pella. The horse-drawn carts aided Dutch fishermen as they were hauling in their nets full of mussels and clams. It's when the muscle car floated. And we are about halfway through the parade at this point. And we'll have the honeycut medicine wagon coming next. Have any aches or pains that need to be tended to? You might want to contact our snake oil doctor, Jeremiah Honeycutt. He's got just the potion you need to feel better. This traveling medicine wagon is a replica of those that set up in Pella's West Market Park in the late 1800s, selling wares of all kinds. Today, you can find the Dutch flea market set up in the same location, just 2 blocks west of the square. We thank Plume Hill Carriage of Newton for providing the horses and coachmen for our parades. And as we have a minute here, once again, let's take this time to remind you that we're broadcasting from the second floor of the Pella Opera House. For this, we thank the Opera House for the location here. And this live stream is brought to you by the Pella Opera House Pella Now app, which you can download on your Apple iPhone in the App Store or your Android in the Play Store. And brought to you by Pella Hosting and Website Solutions. And it looks like next up is the ice skating sharpener cart. The ice skating sharpener cart is here, and look at those bright colors. Children and adults enjoy ice skating on the charming canals in the Netherlands. This unique cart can supply all your needs. Sharpen your skates, provide a warm cap or scarf, or even dispense some hot chocolate. The delightful Dutch murals gracing the sides of the cart were conceived and painted by Darlene Posterman, a talented fellow artist. And coming up will be the Central Lee High School Marching Band. They are turning the corner, rounding the corner. Going to enter your screen here in a minute. And Central Lee High School Marching Band is from Donaldson, Iowa. They are the Central Lee High School Marching Hawks. The 40 members of this band are led by drum majors Jarrett West and Haley Alvis. Directed by Central College graduate Abby Lockmuller. Tonight, the Marching Hawks will play 3 selections. Their school song, the immigrant song, and Back in Black. Let's have a listen here a little bit. Once again, they've got their fancy maneuvers with their instruments that they're doing, putting on show for us. And the bakery cart is coming next. This bicycle delivery cart originally made home deliveries in the Netherlands, selling fresh breads and pastries house to house. Dutch letters and sacred cookies have been favorites of customers for over a century in Pella, as well as in Holland. The Jarsma family members and friends of the Jarsma bakery are manning the cart, distributing samples of the Dutch spice cookies. And then looks like we've got the Earp brothers that are showing up next here. And the Swamp and Mockers float. Coming up next, the wooden shoemaker's busy carving wood shoes, trying to keep ahead of the man. He guarantees his work, no knots, no squeaks, and no nails, no toenails if they don't fit properly. Our shoemaker will gladly remove just the right amount of wood from the inside of the shoe for a perfect fit. During Tulip time, you can see the wooden shoemaker work in the wooden shoe building on the grounds of the Pella Historical Village. Coming next, Mr. B's Street Organ. Once again, the Dutch organ grinder welcomes you to Tulip time. Many of us remember Maurice Birdsall, a Central College theater professor, marching in the parades as the Dutch organ grinder. He and his succession of dogs all were a colorful portion of the parade. And the Timmering cart. The Timmering cart was built to honor carpenters in the building trades in the Pella area. The cart is filled with tools from Pella's founding. Central College is next. Central College is proud of its heritage and achievements from academic excellence to student involvement in athletics, music, and theater, whether it is lattes at the cafe or gathering on the bridge over the pond. The Central College community has enjoyed the Dutch streets and traditions of the college in Pella since 1853. And going by next is the bologna cart. Here comes the bologna cart, a perfect partner to the cheese vendor. If you notice the rich smell of smoked meat coming from the center of town, you're probably near one of Pella's famous meat markets. Bologna dates back to early Pella when it was first produced here in 1868 by Dutch immigrant John Ulrich. Ulrich celebrated 100 years of serving fine meats in 2018. And the cadets float is coming now. The Hawkeye Cadet Council has 400 cadets and 175 counselors in 21 clubs from local area churches, as well as Kansas City, Mason City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Hollandale, Minnesota. Counselors teach cadets to become more like Christ-like in all areas of life. They have a good time gathered together studying God's Word, doing merit badges, Pinewood derby cars, snow derbies, camping, and exploring God's beautiful creation. And the cheese vendor cart comes, the village cart. The Kostwagen could be seen on the streets of the Netherlands going door to door selling cheese, butter, and eggs. Dairy products are some of the leading exports in the Netherlands because of the flat land, perfect for grazing dairy herds. And the Pella Historic Trust comes by next. The Birkenswagen Company existed in Pella from 1865 until 1957, when the factory was destroyed by fire. The Birkenswagen is being pulled by a member of the Red Rock Threshers Tractor Club. And in that next wagon you'll see is our very own Dominique and Maria Scolte. Hendrik Peter and Maria Scolte led a group of roughly 800 souls to the wilderness of 1847 Iowa from the Netherlands. This followed many years of persecution by the Dutch government for refusing to accept its faith-led directive. Always a man who acted upon his Christian faith, Scolte became a leading opponent of slavery. He was also instrumental in the nomination of Abraham Lincoln for president in 1860. A strong supporter of the Union effort, he gave 67 voting lots to Union Army veterans upon the return from the war. And next up is the Christian Opportunity Center. Christian Opportunity Center welcomes you to the 2019 Tulip Time Festival. This year is a social year for COC as it celebrates 50 years of proving what is possible in the lives of people with disabilities. In 1969, COC began services for people with disabilities in Pella. 50 years later, COC provides vocational, residential, and spiritual services and supports more than 260 people in Marion, Mahaska, Warren, and Polk counties. COC employs nearly 300 staff who are dedicated to its mission of integrating Christian values and teaching skills for life. For more information, visit christianopportunity.org. Next up, the PACE Hall of Fame Award. The Pella Area Community and Economic Alliance is proud to recognize the efforts of our members who have made a significant impact on the community with a Pella Impact Award. Honorees are selected for their overall impact to the quality of life in Pella, innovative programs, entrepreneurial spirit, impact to the local economy, and longevity of impact in the community. This year, the Heritage Impact Award was presented to Custom Costumes. Jackie Craver and Phyllis Zalstra of Custom Costumes have been sustaining, sharing, and contributing a big part of Pella's heritage by creating historically accurate Dutch costumes for many years. And the Vermeer Corporation Float and Job Buddies comes along, brick by brick, block by block. Our Dutch designers have been carefully calculating and crafting a Dutch village made entirely of building blocks. However, last summer they were surprised by a tornado that changed their plans. But that won't keep these folks down. This tough team is focused on rebuilding, better and stronger than ever before. Stay tuned to see what the next years will bring. Helping with the rebuilding efforts are the Vermeer Job Buddies, made for tough work like cleaning up after a natural disaster, managing natural resources, connecting people, and feeding and fueling communities. The Vermeer team and their equipment is equipped to do more, and the Vermeer sleigh follows them, which is a permanent entry to our parade provided by Vermeer Corporation in recognition of their 60th anniversary. It's a typical canal winter sleigh. The Hindelopen painting was masterfully done by local artist Sally DeRouche. Families from Vermeer are navigating our sleigh entry at each parade. There is nothing like a May sleigh ride. Thanks to Vermeer for this lasting contribution to our Tulip Time parade. And you can see the excavator and the skid loader coming here as well. And behind them, we are waiting the Pella Christian High School entry. And it's entering now here. The Pella Christian High School Eagles welcome you to Pella. With God's Word at the center, these students rise higher in their academics, fly together as a community, and lift others as they serve in God's world. As the students and staff know, Pella Christian is a place where you can soar. As we wait the next entry here, which should be the Coffin Vendor cart. Once again, I am Tyler Wires, and we are broadcasting live here from the second floor of the Pella Opera House. This live stream is brought to you by the Pella Opera House, Pella Now, and Pella Hosting and Website Solutions. Pella Now is an app you can download that tells you everything you need to know about Pella. Download from the App Store on your iPhone or the Play Store on your Android. Next up, the Coffin Vendor cart. Here is our Coffin Vendor cart. This cart is very typical of the vendor carts used in Holland to sell wooden shoes. The bright colors were used to catch the attention of the people passing by. Wooden shoes, often called clogs, were worn due to the damp conditions of the Netherlands. Well-worn Coffin became little boats children floated on the network of canals in Holland. And as we wait here, we've got the Holding Back the Sea float coming next. Here it comes. Our next float is based on the Dutch story, The Boy Who Held Back the Sea. This entry was constructed by the Tulip Time Steering Committee, along with several volunteers, and features a young Dutch lad stopping a leak in the dike. The float also displays an authentic slice gate. And we just are really grateful for all our listeners. Right now, I am seeing some messages that we've got a group of Pella Christian parents that are listening to the live stream. And we appreciate you tuning in, listening, and hope you're enjoying what you are seeing and hearing tonight. Looks like next is the Iowa Central Community College Band. Should be coming. Once again, if you're out there and you're looking for a place to watch some of these parades, and maybe you don't want to sit outside, or maybe you want to eat some food and have a table to sit at while you eat and have a drink, come to the Pella Opera House. We're here, the first floor. You can sit. There's wristbands. You can get $5 a piece. You can sit in there and watch the live stream parade and have a drink and eat food. Or you can come on upstairs to the second floor and sit up here with me, and listen to me, and watch out the windows if you like. Looks like the band is starting to round the corner up here. Once again, we are at the Opera House, which is on Franklin Street. We are about a half a block, not even, about a fourth of a block from the intersection of East First and Franklin Street. You'll find us just a few doors down from the Olive Farm Church food booth, the Poffergy stand as well, from the Kiwanis Club. That is where we're at, so be sure to stop on by and check us out and have some fun while you're here and enjoy the food. Once again, you can bring your food in. So go get some and come and join us tomorrow and Saturday as well. As you can hear, the Iowa Central Community College Band is coming. Please welcome the Tractor Marching Band from Iowa Central Community College in Fort Dodge. This 52-member ensemble is directed by Jeremy J. Smith. Their drum majors are Andrew Schertz and Kylie Shannon. Tonight they will be performing Believer and Havana. The Triton Marching Band has performed at the Salt Lake City Bowl, the Graphic Edge Bowl, Algona Band Day, the Parker Marching Festival in South Dakota, and multiple other area parades, exhibitions, and events. Have a listen as they play the popular song Havana. See, they're all lit up, that marching band is, with their lights on and got a cool look going and playing some good music here tonight at Tulip time. Up next, we've got the Big Red Bike. The 21-seat Big Red Bike is provided by Pella Recreation Health and Fitness. Our pedal pushers are getting a great workout on the parade routes. And up next, should be our village costumes coming. Sure enough, it is. Our parade features several floats that display a variety of beautiful Dutch costumes. Many cities and towns have their own distinctive style of dress. These ladies are wearing the authentic costumes of several villages that are so colorful and beautiful, as the tulips from the Netherlands presented are the villages of Larkin, Urk, Hindelopien, Walkeren, Benskuten, Valindo, Stockhorst, and Heisen. And coming by next, it looks like we've got the paint vendor cart. This paint cart, dominated by Pella Corporation, was a popular street vendor cart found in the Netherlands. The Dutch always pride themselves in keeping their houses in excellent condition. Popular colors such as dark green, orange, yellow, and blue are used to brighten the gloomy days, brought to you by the rainy maritime climates. And the Dutch Masters Auto Club comes by now. The Dutch Masters Antique Auto Club was formed in 1968 with just a few members and now consists of a group with over 75 members. They are interested in the restoration and preservation of cars, which are more than 25 years old. The members' autos range from the early 1900s to the muscle cars of the 70s and 80s. The Dutch Masters invite you to stop and see their cars on display in the Wells Fargo Bank parking lot. It's a great activity to go check out tomorrow and look at all these classic cars. There's some cool ones out there that are really interesting to look at. We got cars, pickups, convertibles. Anything and everything. Once again, tomorrow you can go and check that out at the Wells Fargo Bank parking lot. You'll be able to see our Red Rock Thresher tractors too, just west of the square here on Franklin Street. There will be a ton of your old tractors sitting there as well. It'll be fun. Plenty of cars and farm equipment for you to check out while you're up here as well, if that is your thing. Also, be sure to come up and check out the parades tomorrow. Check out the Opera House and the shows tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., 6:30 p.m., you can come and hear the music of Billy Joel. Who doesn't love a little classic rock, Billy Joel? You can hear hits such as You May Be Right, Big Shot, Just the Way You Are, and Piano Man. And as we wait here, we've got the Santa Claus float is what should be coming up next. Looks like it's a little bit behind here. This afternoon we had a little delay here with this one too. So once again, I'll take this time just to remind you that this is a live stream by the Pella Opera House, Pella Hosting and Website Solutions, and Pella Now, and we're broadcasting live from the second floor of the Pella Opera House. I have been here at the Opera House pretty much all day today, and we have been having a blast over here. Whether you're downstairs, upstairs in a show, it's a great environment and a great time. Be sure to come up here tomorrow and Saturday. $5 gets you in downstairs to watch the live stream and to sit and have a drink and bring your food in as well. We got full bar here. We got martinis downstairs. We got beers upstairs, popcorn up here as well. Even pop, whatever you're looking for, they pretty much have it here. So it looks like the Santa Claus float is getting ready to turn the corner right now. So you got another few seconds here before it approaches the screen. Once again, tomorrow afternoon, look for our interview at 2 with Zoe and Helen. They'll be talking about the foods that they tried, all the different taste testings they did. They tasted some of the really popular items, some of the lesser known items. They're going to review them. It'll be awesome. Whether you've eaten a million things here or nothing here, it'll be a great listen just to get a feel for what it is. Helen is an international student from China, so it'll be cool to get that input from an international student as well. The Santa Claus float is just about ready to approach the screen here. Be on your best behavior. Santa Claus is on his way. Santa Claus, the Dutch counterpart of Santa Claus, travels in a Spanish galleon and arrives in Holland on December 6th. He leaves gifts in the wooden shoes of good Dutch children and a lump of coal for those who have been bad. Several anxious Dutch boys and girls accompany Santa Claus. You can see Santa Claus at the Memorial Building on the west side of the square after our afternoon parades. Each November, the Pella Historical Society sponsors a Santa Claus Day with a parade that features this float and a party for children. Pella New Corona sponsors this float. Next up is the antique fire engine. The Pella Fire Department is proud to present Pella's first piece of motorized fire equipment, the 1922 American LaFrance fire engine. It is currently housed in the restored 1882 City Hall and Fire Station Museum, which is open free to the public during tulip time. The cost of this antique fire engine, a magnificent $10,500. It was originally described as a Type 38 triple combination pump and hose motor car. The rated pump capacity is 600 gallons of water per minute and 150 pounds of pressure. And you'll see the Pella City Pumper. This piece, 1993 piece, is Pella City Fire Department's oldest active fire engine, but it still serves the primary large pumper. The Bank Iowa float comes next. In 1864, the Des Moines Valley Railroad was completed through Pella. As a result, the city of Pella became prosperous with a history of generosity and giving time and resources. In conjunction with Crossroads of Pella, this entry was renovated in 2018 and is sponsored by Bank Iowa. Tonight, we wish to honor the many nonprofits supported by the community of Pella. Riding the train tonight are the supporters of child abuse prevention from Crossroads of Pella. We believe that every child matters and deserves a safe and happy childhood. The pinwheels are symbols of a carefree childhood. And as you can see, the Red Rock Threshers are here. This entry represents the Red Rock Threshers Tractor Club of Pella. The members of this club collect, restore, and preserve antique tractor and farm machinery from generations past. The featured tractor this year is Robert Van Wardheisen's 1938 Alice Chalmers WC. unstyled flat top. Robert purchased this tractor at auction. All he needed to do was put new tires on. The WC was the fastest selling two-plow tractor on the market. The WC allowed for several options: rubber or steel wheels, narrow, wide, or single wheel front. They pulled multiple implements: the plow, harrow, cultivator, disc, planter, you name it. The WC has a 4-cylinder motor that can run on gas or kerosene. It rates at 23 horsepower and boasts a road speed of 9 miles per hour. There is a display of more of their tractors west of the square, just off Franklin Street. Be sure to attend the tractor games each afternoon after the parade at 5 p.m. on the west side of the square. And after them, we will have the steering committee, as the Tulip float is out of commission for now this year, it appears. So the Tulip Time steering committee comes by next and is our last entry of the parade. The steering committee is the people who plan and lead our festival. Members consist of Chairperson Valerie Heiser, Cindy Atkins, Lori Lorenz, Todd Weiser, John Witt, and past Chair Paul Jones. The steering committee is deeply appreciative of the hundreds of volunteers who freely give countless hours to make Tulip Time a reality each year. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our parade. Please remove all your items. If you are downstairs, please be sure to go ahead and clean up. If you are down there, throw cups away, take things where they go, that'd be great. Once again, we appreciate you listening here. And this has been a presentation of the 84th Annual Pella Tulip Time Thursday Night Parade. Once again, tonight we heard from Banner's Plugs Bakery in our pre-parade show, talking about their renovation, what that process was like. It was a great thing that they were able to accomplish there. Beautiful new inside, talking about some of their favorite Dutch treats. Be sure to try the Paint a Blanket, Kayla's favorite, and the Dutch letters there are fantastic, as well as the cookies, I can say. And then later we talked to Ryan Vanderlyn, who discussed the shows, the grandstand shows that go on. They are 90 minutes before each parade. And Brian talked about some of his favorite things at Tulip Time, and things you need to hit, which he mentioned a lot of things, but really coming out early, checking out those tulip beds, getting here before a lot of the crowds is a really good idea. It's a really beautiful area up here and a lot of great things to see. So once again, this has been the presentation of the 84th Annual Tulip Time Festival Thursday Night Parade. My name is Tyler Wires, and this broadcast has been brought to you by the Pella Opera House, Pella Hosting Website Solutions, and Pella Now. You can download Pella Now app on the App Store on your Apple smartphone, or in the Play Store on your Android smartphone, or you can go to pellanow.com and check it out there too. Thank you, and we will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. where we'll be interviewing a couple people about the food that they've tasted, and we'll be going live with that parade as well. Thank you very much, and have a great and safe evening.